I've already seen the Odyssey twice, and this film is just another example that no one makes films quite like Christopher Nolan does. I cannot really convey the scope and the scale of this film if you haven't seen it, and I cannot understate how difficult it is to achieve what Nolan does with this film. It covers so much ground in terms of time periods, locations, and even genres that make this such a fun and immersive film to be a part of for 3 hours. It is genuinely jaw-dropping, and countless times I couldn't believe what I was watching on screen. And for Nolan to capture the majority of this in camera is just a joke. Odysseus' journey home is the bulk of this film, and that journey consists of 5 or 6 different set-piece sequences, all of which feel entirely unique and equally thrilling. I am fascinated by the themes and ideas that Nolan puts into this film, and in particular the way they link to Oppenheimer. Because once again, he explores this idea of how a great man that accomplishes great things is revered by his peers, but he ultimately carries the guilt of causing pain and destruction to the rest of the world. But this is also obviously a film about the brutal cost of war on everyone involved and the way that wars alter civilization forever. This film isn't perfect though. One of my main flaws is the writing and the dialogue, which I did find to be quite clunky and a little bit cringy at times. It's understandable, but often the scope and scale of this story drowns out a lot of the emotion that you're expected to feel. For a film about a long and painful journey, there are key scenes in this film that I expected to just hit a little bit harder emotionally. There is also this issue in the film that Odysseus' journey home is so interesting and fascinating to be a part of that everything that happens at Ithaca is inherently less interesting. So when we come back to those scenes, it just feels like it slows the momentum of the film. I really like Tom Holland, and I definitely understand why he has cast and why he gives this performance, but I found the character of Telemachus, particularly in the first half of the film, to be a bit dull and a bit uninteresting. In terms of the rest of the cast, Matt Damon is obviously fantastic as the anchor of this story, but I also really loved Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Jon Bernthal, and Himesh Patel's performances. Technically, this film is pretty much flawless. The cinematography, the set design, the production design, the different locations, the way he immerses you in this story is incredible and such a joy to be a part of. I have to say this, if you are interested in art, culture, or entertainment, you simply have to go and see this, and have to go and see it on the biggest screen you can possibly find. He is the signature filmmaker of this generation, and films like this simply do not come along very often and are just extremely rare in contemporary cinema. There are just a couple of things holding me back from giving this the full 5 stars, but the level of filmmaking on display in this adaptation is ridiculously high. So for now, I'm going to give The Odyssey a 4.5 stars out of 5. I am fascinated to know what other people think of this film and this cinema experience once they've seen it, so please do let me know your thoughts on The Odyssey.